Hi everyone, thank you for coming back to our channel. This is Wendy from JnW Reptile Rescue, and I have my husband here.
Joe Lamb from JnW Reptile Rescue.
And of course we have our special guest, Martin from Just Martin.
Hi guys.
Which thankfully for him, we started all this because of him. So
going good.
Yes. So we're actually here for a couple of different reasons this time. One is of course to have Martin as our guest and bring up the fact that he's going to be at the Vallejo Reptile and Oddity Expo here coming up in 2 weeks now, July 20th and 21st at the Vallejo Fairgrounds. And I actually brought some stuff. He's going to make some really cool new items for the expo itself. So you got to come on down, check out his table. But there's another reason why we're here, and it's very important, and it's a little bit more on the serious side. Hopefully Martin don't pee himself.
I'm really excited. That's why I came to you guys' channel, because
Right?
I wanted to see a special thing.
Yeah, real special. So what we're going to talk about today is something very important that Joe does and has been doing for over 25 years. And especially because the season is kind of ripe right now, there's multiple different things that we provide. So one of them is a rattlesnake removal service, and we're going to talk a little bit about that. We also are going to bring up that Joe does a snake fencing. It's called Not in My Yard. He calls it Not in My Yard snake fencing. That actually helps keep some snakes, including rattlesnakes, out of people's yards and maybe some other small pesky critters. Basically just about the do's and don'ts and the safety of being in rattlesnake country. Okay, so we had Martin step out for a minute. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have Joe actually pull out one of the Northern Pacific rattlesnakes that he actually caught today out in Sonoma County in California. And we're gonna talk a little bit about him, and he's gonna tell you some special details about rattlesnakes. So I'm gonna step back a little bit. Not that I'm not around them all the time, but I definitely don't want to be that close. So
Don't do what I'm doing at home. That's the number one thing. Kids don't try this at home. They have special tools. So what I brought here with me today is a Northwestern Pacific rattlesnake. Around Northern California, up to Oregon, into Washington. So the snake that we have here in Northern California. No sidewinders, no diamondbacks, nothing like that. And I'll put this little guy here on the table.
basically, how can people tell that this is actually a rattlesnake?
By the head shape, also too by the rattle, which I'm going to show you here.
And again, guys, don't do this at home. Joe's been doing this for over 25 years.
As you can see, there's a rattle right there. I'm holding it very gently so I'm not hurting the snake. I try not to do the best I can not to hurt the snake. So. And also by the head is diamond shaped. And right now she's trying to rattle her tail. That's where you can tell. And also the coloration of the snake is dark colored. Gopher snakes are peanut butter colored to light tan. This guy, or girl, I'm sorry, this girl is actually dark in color. You see what she's doing is tongue flickering. She's smelling the air to see what's going on. And the reason why she's not rattling is because she doesn't feel threat. Now the reason why people get bit by rattlesnakes is because they poke a stick at it, throw rocks at it, they try to kill them, and then they're gonna defend themselves into biting you and envenomate you to get you to stay away from them. And this is the reason why this snake, even though I caught it a few hours ago, doesn't feel any threat for me because I have no threat to her.
So basically, I want you to explain to everybody, because a lot of people think that rattlesnakes are extremely aggressive and are going to chase you down. Can you explain to them the difference between aggression and defensiveness? Because they're more defensive than aggressive.
Aggressiveness is when they try to bite you and they rattle their tail. Defensive is they rattle their tail and they're trying to get you to stay away from them. They're like, I'm a rattlesnake, I'm here, I'm giving my warning, don't step close to me or else I'm gonna bite you. It takes a lot for a rattlesnake to bite you, as you can see here. He's not cooled, she's not cooled down, and she's active and she's wondering what's going on. That's the reason why she's doing what she's doing.
So do all rattlesnakes have the same kind of style, like the patterns, or?
Yes.
They
Not
do?
all, the ones up here do.
Okay.
The ones up here do. They're called saddles. As you can see the brown markings here on her back, those are called saddles.
But they do change in variation of color, I'm assuming, depending on where you find them at.
Okay.
You got red, you have light brown, you have dark brown, and you got black.
Nice.
Now also, isn't there a specific species of rattlesnake here in the state of California that's protected?
Yeah, the red diamondback, but you don't have them up here.
Where are those usually located?
Southern California.
Oh.
So what other kind of species of rattlesnakes are actually in California in general, the entire state of California, besides just this one here, the Northern Pacific, which is in the Napa County area?
The Northwestern Pacific.
Northwestern Pacific.
They're all up here. Oh, my sweetheart.
She looks. Is this like a young one?
Yes.
Because the rattle
This
doesn't
is
look
a-
very big.
You can't tell the age by the rattle.
Oh,
You
okay.
cannot tell
That's
the
good to
age
know.
by the rattle because these guys shed a few times a year, and every time they shed, they grow a button
Oh, shoot.
in the tail.
So
You cannot tell that from the age just by looking at her because you don't know how much she's eaten, how much she has not eaten. The more they eat, the faster they grow. So you really can't tell how old they are.
So the other thing is too is, unfortunately a lot of people want to kill these guys. Can you explain why it's actually really a good thing to have these guys around, other than the fact that they're just rodent control? As far
Rodent control. Also, we're using venom to try to find a cure for the cancer, which is the copperhead now, as is using their venom to use for fighting breast cancer.
Wow.
So killing these guys, if you know somebody with cancer, I would think twice about killing a snake because maybe one of these snakes might save a life one of these times. And hopefully we'll find a cure soon with the snake venom that we have coming up.
They're so pretty. Like I've never seen one in person, but from pictures and stuff, they look really like menacing. But she's really pretty.
Yeah, they're very pretty. I mean, you can
Like,
tell.
wow.
And you can see she's just a snake.
Look at, yeah.
She's just a snake. Even though she's venomous, she's just a snake. And she has a mouth, she can bite just like any other snake. Except if you don't mess with them, you see them in the wall, just walk away, and she'll go her way, you go your way, and everybody makes it out safely. Poisonous is ingested. Venomous is injected. This is what they do.
right, so there's no snakes that are actually poisonous.
There's no poisonous snakes.
Right.
And how big do the rattlesnakes get? At least the ones here.
It
Like,
depends where you go.
okay.
A lot of people see them as 5 feet. A lot of people see them 4 feet. It depends which part of California you go, because most everybody destroys them, so they don't get that big, unfortunately.
Okay, so we put, well, we don't have a name for it, of course. We won't have a name for it because actually Joe re-releases all these guys, so we have a no-kill service. So we do rattlesnake removal service all over our area, and if you would like to get in touch with us, you can always get in touch with us at any of the links below for rattlesnake removal or fencing. If you want fencing estimates done, all of the fees that we do for this is we do charge fees for that. All of that goes back to our rescue. So Joe's been providing not only a safety environment for humans and their pets and their kids by removing rattlesnakes for a long time, but it also helps our rescue itself because the monies that we charge for that goes back to our nonprofit. So right now, these are the buckets. Joe, if you want to show him the bucket. This is the kind of bucket that he carries around. It obviously you can see the sign on the front. It says venomous snake. He has multiple different size buckets that he uses. The hook you saw that he uses. There's other tools that are used in just any type of snake, not necessarily just rattlesnakes, but people use these also for other snakes. And these are good tools to have just for any reason, really, for a snake, any type of snake.
So Joe, I have a few questions for you. So what got you into doing the whole rattlesnake catching and saving and stuff like that? Like, do you have some kind of passion that like sparked it at a certain age where you're like, you know what, I'm gonna do this?
Well, my passion got into it when I was catching snakes when I was youngin'. Okay. So as I got older, my first job removing rattlesnake was only $40.
Wow.
Removing rattlesnakes, and then as the years went by, I realized they're not so bad as it makes them out to be. Having rattlesnakes as a pet, my first one was Mr. Smith. He wasn't so bad. He was a rattlesnake, just like a snake. Yeah, that's why I decided to go out there and start saving them.
That's great.
Talk to people about them. Let people know you can call, don't kill. That's my motto.
Yeah.
You know, these guys are very good to have around, even though they're venomous, but they're not dangerous. They're just venomous.
And I've seen this video, and I don't know if it's a myth or not, but with a king snake and a rattlesnake. I don't know if this is true, but I heard that king snakes are not the venom of the rattlesnake doesn't hurt them.
Right.
They can fight and stuff. Like, is that true?
That's true.
What?
King snakes are immune to the venom.
What?
So that's the reason why they call them king snakes. You got a king cobra, you got a king snake. And the reason why they call them king snakes because they eat all other snakes.
Whoa.
So that's the reason why they call them king snakes.
That is crazy. Because king snakes, I seen one with Wendy, and it didn't. I mean, I like this one, but this one just seems more intense than the king snake. I would think in my mind a king snake would be more scary.
Right.
But no, that's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, king snakes are immune to the rattlesnake venom.
So they would basically beat rattlesnake.
That's right. Rattlesnake's worst enemy is a king snake.
And they eat them?
And they eat them.
What? I don't see that happens. Whoa.
And they eat them. And they're banded snakes too. They're banded snakes. They're maroon and white, black and yellow, black and white. You see those guys? Don't kill them. They're not coral snakes. They're just king snakes. They're out there hunting for rodents. They're out there hunting for rattlesnakes. So if you see them on your property, you're lucky. Because you don't have no rattlesnakes on your property after they come by.
You would think, right? So, Martin brought up some really, really good questions for Joe, of course. And now I have a really, really good question for Joe also, even though I know the answer. But a lot of people out there don't. So, what is the difference between gopher snakes and rattlesnakes? Because a lot of gopher snakes are getting killed because they are being misidentified for a rattlesnake. So how can people actually tell the difference between a gopher and a rattlesnake?
I mean, minus the rattle.
Right.
Like, are their patterns different?
But their patterns are different, but there is rattlesnakes out there. That's the thing. Tails are actually with the rattle on there. The rattlesnakes are darker in color. The gopher snake are actually peanut butter in color with a narrow head. They'll mimic a rattlesnake, but they're not rattlesnakes. Gopher snakes are pointy, sharp and pointy. Rattlesnakes are blunt tail. Even without the rattle, they still have a blunt tail at the end.
Fat and stubby.
And their heads are much bigger than a regular gopher snake.
Okay, so now that we've kind of like gotten around the whole rattlesnake thing, another thing that Joe does, which is actually really helping keep people safe and also help keep the animals safe too. Check the link below. There will be two different videos. One will be the actual rattlesnake fencing that Joe is providing that is safe. It's all animal safe. The other one will be of a gopher snake that we had came in recently. We also posted a video of it on YouTube about a gopher snake. It was actually a gopher snake that I got caught in the, it's the really fine plastic like mesh that people put around their plants to keep rabbits away and stuff like that. That's very dangerous, very dangerous. It not only kills snakes, but it also kills other wildlife like birds, lizards. They get wrapped up in that and it cuts into their skin. The gopher snake, unfortunately, that we posted passed away because of those injuries. We could not save him, although we wish we could have and re-released him. But there will be a video that will show the difference between the two. The rattlesnake fencing that Joe is doing now to keep them safe is really animal safe. They can't get intertwined in it. They can't get stuck in it. If you, have any questions or anything like that, you can always get in touch with us at JnW Reptile Rescue on Facebook. You can send us a private message if you have any questions about the rattlesnake fencing in general. And you can also leave a comment down below if you have any questions about it. But please don't use that plastic mesh. It really is very harmful to a lot of wildlife. Like I said, not just snakes. Don't forget, guys, if you are ever out there walking or camping or out in the wild anywhere, taking a hike, if you ever hear this, be very, very careful and look at your surroundings because you never know what might be beside you. Okay, guys, again, thank you for watching our channel. Thank you, Martin, for joining us for this special occasion. Don't forget to go to his channel at Just Martin and make sure you like and subscribe to him also. He's been a great, great help for the rescue and helping us get this successful. And again, I want to thank everybody for watching JnW Reptile Rescue here on our YouTube channel. Please, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Till next time.
Remember, call, don't kill.